You know, one of the things that went crazy while we was in trial.
That shit happened at the height of Murder Inc.
You know, I do a podcast with all types, and they don't understand, and they always bring up the beef. Let's say he took away Ja completely.
Which never happened.
We was doing over $240 million, bro.
Exactly.
Let's say Ja's worth 130. I'm still all right,
Everybody
bro.
was good. But when them alphabet boys come.
When the alphabet boys, and then what's even further that most people don't know is Universal, IDJ, Def Jam cooperated with the feds against us.
But you would expect that, though.
Yeah, but you say that, but that's my machine. So how can I put out music?
Yes.
And then when you think of business, they didn't do anything but shift it from one side, from Murder Inc., and put it over to Aftermath G Unit. That's all they did. It was a lateral move. Boom.
Yeah, the money got to move.
The money don't change, though. They still eating. They still good. But they definitely, did us dirty.
Welcome back to Hip Hop What Ifs, the show where we discuss all the what ifs in hip hop history. My brother 12 Kyle, how are you doing?
What up, D? What's going on, man? What's happening? What's cracking?
Good to be back in the mix. I got a potential episode in the cut with a dope guest. I'm just trying to work on it now.
Okay.
Someone that was there for some of this stuff, so I'm working on that. So give y'all a preview. It's something we discuss in the title track of this. Is one of the what ifs from that.
Okay.
That we would be discussing. I'm gonna put it in the chat if you can know who it is. Hold on.
All right, let me see what we got here. Okay, cool. That'd be dope. That would be dope for sure. Man, listen, that'd be dope. He is He is very tenured in hip hop.
Yeah. I just don't know. There's one conversation I don't think we want to bring up though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we ain't
got to what I just put in there.
I see that. Y'all can't see it, but we got an inside joke going
here. Yeah. It's fine. So this episode, we're gonna be discussing what if Murder Inc. Records did not, and I mean did not, catch the Fed charges. A lot of people always discuss did 50 take them down. I'm tend to believe that it could be the Fed charges. So in early 2000, there was no more sound synonymous with the radio than Murder Inc. than Ja Rule. You had Ashanti, Irv Gotti, Charlie Baltimore, Black Child, Murder Tie, changed to Cadillac Tie, Vita. Did I say Vita already?
No, you didn't say Vita.
Vita as well, and a host of other people that they were trying to sign and make moves with. But in 2003, the Feds kicked in the door because of their connection to Supreme McGriff from the Supreme team. Infamously known throughout the Queens and throughout hip hop. The momentum died after that. But the what if in this is what if Murder Inc. never got hit with those Fed charges? Give you a little bit of background. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti started this record label with his brother Chris Gotti. Irv Gotti first started out producing for Mike Geronimo, I believe, right?
Yep.
Mike Geronimo. He did
a little work with Jay-Z.
Yeah, but Shit Is Real is the first joint, I believe he did.
Okay.
Shit Is Real, and then that was like so people don't. I mean, that's the one of the things with Mike Geronimo. That Shit Is Real track. I don't even know if that was like an underground track for a while, and they put it on a Natural later on. The album ended up becoming a Natural later on. Let me make sure here real quick. Shit Is Real came out a whole year before the album. It came out in 93. The album comes out in 95.
Okay.
But if the people don't know, that was like a big underground track in New York. Shit Is Real, because it took the beat from hold on, I'm gonna tell you. It was a sample. I believe it's Minnie Riperton.
Okay.
Denise Williams, Free.
Yep, Free.
Whereas and it was just grimy. The video was grimy. It was all on music jukebox in New York. It was even on Rap City, and he had no album in sight. And Irv used that as potential to be able to get on. That goes forward. He produces part of the Natural, which has Wherever You At, Wherever You Are on there. Some other underground classics that people may or may not check those out. Dope Mike Geronimo. He pitched that into being a producer A&R for Def Jam, and he didn't discover DMX. He brought DMX into a more mainstream form. There we go. That's a better way of saying it, of bringing that in. Other artists as well. He even worked with Jay early when they were signed to Def Jam as well. It was a lot of people that was involved with him with that. So he's producing everywhere. So at some point, he starts saying, "I got this kid Ja Rule. I want to put him on." And they kind of they were like, "All right, cool, I guess." And they were like, "All right." He basically pitched the way into getting his own deal. Because he, you know what? Let me take a step back. He was at TVT Records before in '95. Then he moved to Def Jam '97. And then he helped executive produce DMX's "Is Hell Is Hot," like I said. And then he decided to do his own label with Ja Rule, which was his homeboy. That was in a crew called Cash Money Crew, or I believe it's called Cash Money Crew. That Ja Rule was in originally, and then he ended up going solo. But those are Irv's boys, all these guys from Queens. And then he decides to kick off Murder Inc. Records, which originally when it came out for me, and I'm gonna give it over to you. The first thing we saw from Ja Rule was "Can I Get Her," and it was and maybe this over. I think a lot of people were split on Ja Rule for a long time, and maybe even still to this day, because when we "Can I Get Her," it gave you a feeling of, and I'm not trying to, because if you go back to other Ja Rule songs, he sounds like that still. It gives you if he's trying to bite Pac and DMX. It gives that feel to some people. So "Can I Get Her?" So he crushes that last verse on "Can I Get Her?" That gets Irv to be able to get Murder Inc. He drops Veni Vidi Vici, and Murder Inc. blast off. Like blast off. Veni Vidi Vici was good, cool. But when he came back with that Murderous Pain, I believe. No, 3336. Rule 336. That was the one that Irv figured out. I need to put rough lyrics with soft hooks. Because you had everything that you do, the Lil Mo joint. It was just
Lil Mo.
Yeah, it had all them, and Ja Rule got braids, all that. But I'm gonna flip it to you. But what was your first introduction to Murder Inc., Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, all of that section?
Man, I think probably my introduction to Irv was seeing him. I'd seen his name associated with some other hip hop songs. Maybe I think he was DJing or something like that, or A&R or something that with some artists at Def Jam. I can't tell you which artist it was. It might have been Jay. I know first time
Can I Get Her? He produced Can I Get Her?
Yeah, but I the first time I saw Irv was in the Can't Knock the Hustle video.
Okay.
And so that's 90s. That's Jay's first album. That's Reason Without It's 96. Yeah. And like I said, I'd seen his name before, but didn't know who he was. And then I remember watching the video, and I think one of my homies was like, "Yeah, that's Irv Gotti in the video." And I was like, "Who does Irv Gotti?" Like I'd heard the name before, but didn't really know who he was. But he was a guy who made his way up the ranks pretty quickly, and he was a hustler. He was somebody who, one of those what we used to call typical New York guys who could talk a good game, back it up, and then he would sell you the Empire State Building if he could. And but he was somebody who was running in those circles where you knew that he was making moves at some point. As far as Ja Rule, I think the first time I saw Ja Rule was also in a video. It was the How's It Going Down video. He was in the video. Eve was in the video. And he was with DMX. But the first time I heard him rhyme was Can I Get Her? And it was interesting because it's like this dude literally and figuratively sounds like DMX. And
he's trying to do the Pac feel though of like the bandana.
Because even in the How's It Going Down video, he's got on like this jumper like with suspenders, and it's like one is hanging off, and he's got this bandana on. He had the whole Pac look, but he sounded like DMX. And I was like, well, why is Def Jam trying to push a guy that sounds, because at that particular time, DMX was the hottest artist on Def Jam. including Jay-Z. And so like there was no comparison between the two. And so what was interesting was like, okay, here it is, this guy who's on this meteoric rise as far as DMX is concerned. And here comes this other guy, Ja Rule, who's his label mate. And he's now also, you know,
here goes the picture right here from the set of what you were
there you
saying.
go. There you go. And so, you know, he looks, he's trying to look the part of like a Tupac or whatever like that. And, you know, again, he sounds like DMX, but you know, but he caught on really quickly. And I just remember, you know, him being on Can I Get a well, the bars didn't just overwhelm you or anything like that, but I just remember the response. The response was really, really good. And he slowly became, well, I can't even say slowly. He became a star not too long after that. And like you said, by the time the album drops, Veni Vidi Vici, I remember I bought the I can't call it a single. It was the single CD, the maxi single on CD for Holla Holla. And man, I played
Holla went hard. People, you can say,
I played that every day, all day.
That Holla went hard. That Veni Vidi Vici was a good album.
It was a good album, man. It was a good album. I remember purchasing it and playing it, you know, a lot in my car. And you know, and Ja Rule, like I said, he was somebody who was on his way up. And what was interesting was like he and Irv were on a similar path, and for them to kind of make that journey together was something to see.
Yeah, it's interesting because also at that time, remember that they were trying to have the group. It was supposed to be the group originally was to be Murder Inc. was supposed to be the group of Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule. That was the group name originally.
Yeah,
Murder Inc.
And they did that one song, Murdergram.
Murdergram on the Streets is Watching soundtrack.
Yep.
And that was one of the ones where you had to like, that one was like 7 to 8 minutes. Because I think DMX rapped for 3 minutes on that song. Because it was like he just came and he just kept going. And you like, is this song gonna be over? Like it just DMX just kept rhyming and I'm sure the engineer's like, yo, cut it. And they like, he's still rhyming and it's dope. We ain't gonna stop him. Like,
no,
let DMX
go. Let him cook.
But so then we have all that. Like then Veni Vidi Vici drops. I wouldn't say it was lukewarm. It wasn't poppy, and I don't think that necessarily it was where we would see Ja Rule go to, you know, after that. And I'm looking now, there was only one single off that album. Holla Holla is the only single off that album.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize it was only one single off that album. I'm looking at the tracks on here, and I'm like, I don't remember no videos for none of these other ones.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I would have thought that he had more, but I didn't know that.
No, that's that is the only single off that album. Wow. Okay.
Who knew?
Yeah. So then, let me take a step back. We had the Murderers compilation album came out next for Murder Inc. That's when they really started featuring Vita. You got this song Vita that at least when I was in college, a lot of girls was loving that song Vita though. Like that was kind of a girl's anthem. Then who that chick be? Vita. That was a big, and that was in that Murderers soundtrack album. And also the We Don't Give a Fuck was on there as well. We Murderers, baby. Like they had some joints.
Yeah, they had some joints. They had some joints.
That they were, and it was still a little bit. This album was still streety, if I would say that, still streety. But like I said, when they decided that they're going to go and try to go a little bit more pop, I would say pop, more
commercial friendly.
There we go. Was the Rule 336, which has on there the first one, Between Me and You with Christina Milian. Then Put It On Me with Put It On Me has got Lil
Vita, right? Is that Vita?
Yeah, Lil Mo is on here. Lil Mo is on here, and Vita is on here. Then he did I Cried a joint. Is another joint with Lil Mo. And like it was every one of his songs had to be with he really tapped into, like I said, hard lyrics with a sultry or R&B vibe to it. And Irv figured that out. And Irv ran this for Grip. We won't go into every album, but then Ja Rule drops Pain Is Love, which blew up even more than Rule 336, which introduced Ashanti at the time.
Yes, indeed.
You use Ashanti. So then the Living It Up is on there with Case. Like he had like, I mean, I was rocking some the Ja Rule singles were cool. And they were good primers for like parties and kickbacks. And this is prime college days for me.
People front, man, but Ja Rule had a run in hip hop. He had, and my guess is a 2 to 3 year run. But when I tell you Ja Rule was on every radio station, his songs were all on BET and MTV. They had a really nice run, and I mean, there was a point in time prior to his ultimate crash or beef with 50 Cent, where Ja Rule was one of the hottest hip hop acts. Period. Point blank. He was that guy. So, people can front and say what they want about Ja Rule. They make fun of him as far as the Fyre Fest and all that stuff like that. But Ja Rule had a nice little run in hip hop. And
then Ashanti drops 02. Then you got Lloyd. They had Lloyd on the label that drops in 03, right before the Fed case drops. Same year as well, Ashanti drops her second album. You got The Last Temptation with Thug Lovin' with Bobby Brown. I mean,
was that the one where Bobby's jumping out the helicopter?
Yes. Bobby high as a kite,
kicking at the screen. Shout out to the Braun Bomber.
I mean, now I will say, on that Pain Is Love album, he tried to embrace a little bit too much Pac to me on that. He even redid Pain by Pac, remember?
Oh wow. I've never heard that album.
It's the last song. He literally redid Pain, and he's got a Pac verse on there.
See, that right there would get you canceled for me, because that's my favorite Pac song.
Yeah, and no, so, he's got a verse of Pac on there too, doing a verse of his, and then he redoes it almost like a homage, but like puts Queen's references in, Never Take Me Alive. I got my
Come on, man.
I'm surprised you did not know about it.
I never heard the album, so but
it's the last song on the album too.
Wow.
I never forget when we heard it. So I worked at the radio station. I was the urban contemporary director for my college radio station. So I got all the rap shit early. early. And this is also a bootlegging era as well. So I'm bootlegging within a week. So I'm getting the album a week before. They not knowing that the CD burners are cracking in the dorms in 2001.
Yeah. Not a lot of albums being purchased.
I remember.
What if DOC never got into that car accident? What if Ice Cube didn't leave NWA? What if The Game never leaves G-Unit? What if Teddy Riley never moves to Virginia? What if we got that J. Cole and Kendrick album? What if the RZA would have never had that flood? How would the hip-hop world sound today? Welcome to Hip Hop What Is, the podcast where we dive into the biggest what could have beens in hip-hop history. From iconic album delays to game-changing partnerships that never happened, we reimagine the culture we love and explore its alternative paths. And you are now at Hip Hop What Is.